concert halls. Let's talk to Richard Taylor, who's a fundraising organiser and political commentator in Wales. Now, Richard has been involved in a campaign that has already raised £50,000 for this independent cinema. Richard, you're very welcome to Talk Radio.
Peter, thank you. It's great to be on the show.
Tell me what has happened in the last week, why you decided to support them, why you decided to raise funds for them, and what the reaction has been from the public.
Yeah, I think firstly to mention I'm totally against vaccine passports. There's no scientific or medical reasons why they should be introduced. They're not going to stop the spread. And I reached out to the owner of the cinema, Anna Redfern, when I read the piece on Twitter, actually, and it really moved me because there are many businesses like her who do not want to impose these draconian measures which segregate certain parts in society. And it really struck a chord with me. And I set up a crowdfunding page, and within an hour, it went to 10,000. And as we're on air, it's literally just gone over 50,000.
Congratulations.
The target was only 5,000, the target. I put it on because I wanted to support this business and any other businesses that are against vaccine passports. It goes to show there's plenty of support against the government overreaching its power into people's daily lives. And that's what this is.
It's interesting in terms of Wales, of course, is a bit different from other parts of the UK. And this business, are they a lone voice in this? You're saying there are a number of businesses, of course, that have said to you and talked to you about this. But in terms of closing the doors, in terms of saying, actually, hold on a second, we're not going to take part in this, that's a big move, isn't it? It's a dramatic move.
Yeah, I think it's the first time it's happened, actually, under these new rules that were brought in by Mark Drakeford. Don't forget, the First Minister of Wales here, was seen a few weeks, I think it was back in November, last week, sorry. He was in a Diwali party dancing unmasked, and he's telling people to wear masks in shops. So the problem you have as well, Peter, is the hypocrisy by politicians and those making the rules and breaking the rules. And I think there are a lot of people out there, especially here in Wales, businesses now who are rising up. And I'm a signatory for something called the Together Declaration. I know you may have Alan Miller on a bit later.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Alan in a minute. Yep.
Yeah, and that the idea of that is to get businesses on board with us, to sign this declaration, to say we will not accept vaccine passports. And there will be a collective effort by many people across Wales, I'm sure. And I think it's important for people to realise that we don't just have to consent or comply. I know many will argue the thing, well, it's a break in the law. Well, listen, those laws have been legislated for. Those powers that they have in the Public Health Act need to be revoked. They need to be stopped.
One more question. I want to talk to Alan in a second, but one more question to you, Richard. What happens now for this cinema? I mean, this is obviously early days, but no business can last forever with its doors closed. They've people to employ, they've people to pay, they've got those people have got families and mouths to feed and all the rest. I'm sure your £50,000 will help to a huge degree, but it won't last forever. So what happens now, do you think?
Well, I think to use the money wisely. I mean, the project was meant to support her and her family. She's a single mum, by the way. It's an independent business. And to be shut for 28 days by Trading Standards, or I think it was Swansea Council, and this is the first of its kind. I think it relates to the fact that...
So it's definitely going to be at least 28 days then?
Yeah, 28 days. A week before, she was in the press, actually, because they covered the story that she was going to refuse vaccine passports. So obviously when the date of legislation came into power, they were there straight away. So they were following this story and they wanted to make an example of her, because what I think they're doing is they're doing this to try and frighten other businesses that say, if you do the same, this is what we'll do. Now that £50,000 will go to support her family in the first instance, her staff, of course, running costs and any legal costs, because of course there will be some legal response to this, which I can't say too much at the moment because, we're talking, but there will be some legal response to this, and we will be taking the government on.
Okay, let's bring in Alan Miller. Alan is the co-founder